So in this piece, we're talking about the learning ecosystems of the future, right? So what does the ideal learning ecosystem of the future look like?
That's a good one. I think the learning system of the future has to be something that is very personalized.
Right.
Because if you look at organizations like ours, for example, unless the LMS, because if it is a one size fits all, a person from sales versus a person from production
Right.
will never see eye to eye. They would not want to sit into the same room because they would get bored because their needs are not being met. So it has to be highly customized and personalized. So that's number one. Second, it has to be AI powered, because only then it will have access to real-time data sets, which will create those learning experiences. Yeah, so you understand what I'm coming from, right?
True.
Because only once a person, because otherwise people just talk theory, of training companies and trainers who just come and talk theory, but they are not in touch with the context and the reality of the organization. So I think AI powered learning experiences can be really impactful and immersive. Skills driven, obviously, embedded into work, that's another piece, and then they should be data informed, which I spoke about. So, and last but not the least, they should be accessible anywhere and anytime.
Correct. I think that's the most important.
Yeah. Otherwise, mobilizing 10,000 people for us to get them trained on a topic is next to impossible.
Right. And a costly affair.
Yeah. And I think that's where previously, if you recall, Roshan, in good old times, people used to refrain. I mean, the sales leader used to refrain from sending their resources into a training hall. अरे नहीं, एक दिन का productivity चला जाएगा.
Correct.
Then the HR head would argue with him, एक दिन में ऐसा क्या तीर मार लोगे, and all of that question.
True.
Why do we even get into that conversation? Let the person learn at the time that it is most convenient to them, and you'll be surprised. I mean, most of the learnings, and we've taken this learning experience from Ola and Uber drivers, that most of the times when they are idle, they kind of do a lot of learning in terms of the incentive programs are taught to them in small micro nuggets of learning. So we have kind of applied that learning in our ecosystem, that when our drivers and our fleet of drivers are moving across the length and breadth of the country, and when the products are being offloaded from the truck into the customer's shop, that is the time that they have spare time in their hands.
Correct.
Yeah, they can sit in their vehicle and they can keep looking at the programs. In fact, a lot of our training programs are also gamified.
Interesting.
So while you are playing a small game, so Candy Crush is the all-time favorite here. Yeah, so people are learning that.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how
interesting.
I think. Yeah.
Interesting. So, while all this is being implemented, it is currently in use, right? Will this traditional LMS platform, will it be able to survive the next decade or so?
That's a very relevant question, because I think just like human beings, the LMSs, in fact, so increasingly faster, need to keep evolving themselves.
Right.
Yeah, we cannot run with the same. So like 3 years ago, we were on another system. Right now, we are working with Adrenaline as an LMS. And I think HR leaders have a tough time kind of marrying the LMS with the HRMS. So we ended up going to one-stop solution with Adrenaline, so that we don't have to get into the IT aspect of it.
Right.
So I think as of now, the LMS platform is pretty evolved, and it's up to speed. But I think they'll also constantly need to keep innovating themselves.
Right. Interesting. Now, apart from hardcore AI in learning systems, there are other tools also similar to AI, like, artificial reality or virtual reality. Immersive technologies have also come in. What do you think these technologies will play a role in the learning ecosystem, at least?
Yeah, in fact, if you, it is a very interesting question that you have asked, how VR, AI and IR, all of those will kind of fit into this. So how do you ensure that the person is most assimilated into the system? Yeah, which we in learning pedagogy, we call it as experiential learning.
Yes.
Is that you put that person through a simulation or through a learning. And I think therefore VR can play a major role in that. In fact, our production training, safety training, and our good manufacturing practices, GDP training happens in a simulation which is made using VR. So the person actually feels he's moving around in the plant,
Right.
This is how a filling machine operates. This is how a blower operates. So the technical operator is actually looking at it.
Interesting.
Real time.
That gives the first-hand
Yeah,
experience.
It's like you're actually working on a simulator. It's like a pilot driving an aeroplane, even before getting into a physical cockpit.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
So
I think that makes a lot of difference.
absolutely.
True. Now, for a age-old question which is refreshed now, can AI coaches become a reality in today's time?
I will go back to what I said previously.
Right.
I think coaching is a very specialized and a niche skill. Organizations tend to implement coaches to people who they see potential in, because any organization would invest in an individual if they see that they have potential to grow in the organization.
Right.
And when you are doing that, you cannot have a AI bot tell the person what to do, because one, you are not doing a mass exercise here.
Right.
You are doing a very specialized and a niche kind of service for the
Right.
candidate or the prospective employee who you think will climb up the ladder. So I don't think
It won't
AI,
really replace.
or at least it's not happening anytime soon.
Right.
At least that's safely, if I'll say that.
Right.
I'll be a little.
Of course, the very the differentiality of a human and AI is very evident, and like you mentioned, that personalization can never really come from an AI.
It can never happen.
True.
It can never happen.
Very stark differences. Interesting. Do you think we can measure learning effectiveness in the age of with AI?
Measuring learning effective, yes, there can be Kirkpatrick models which are there,
Right.
which can be implemented. And yes, because I think the whole idea of utilizing AI is to kind of keep tabs and measure, because you
Right.
can't measure, you can't manage.
Right.
Yeah,
True.
so yes, I think that can be done.
Right. And a concluding question in this part is, do you think in the days to come, certifications would matter more than actual skills that a candidate can display?
Unfortunately, increasingly, yes.
Okay.
Organizations are moving towards skill-based talent models, where essentially demonstrated capability carries greater weight
Right.
than credentials alone. So I think yes.
So the skills would really be the next, people should really focus on skills. Certifications actually don't matter so much.
And you can pick them up from anywhere.
Right.
The world is your oyster today for learning.
Absolutely. Great. So, Samir, you've really been very insightful, and you've shed light on a lot of questions that people in the industry generally have. And I'm sure once they watch this, they'll be better off than before. So,
I hope so.
Yes. So, on a concluding note, we have one rapid fire round.
Wow.
So,
Is there a hamper also, Roshan?
yes, very much. Very much. So, the first answer that comes to your mind to the questions I have for you. Right? Starting off. One technology that will completely transform L&D.
I think it's AI-powered learning assistants.
Okay. One AI tool every L&D professional should experiment with.
I think simply ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay. One skill everyone should learn in the next 3 years.
I think that's learning agility, very clearly.
Okay.
Your openness.
Right.
And learning, yeah.
Okay. One leadership trait that will never go out of style.
Good old-fashioned empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah. Put
Okay.
yourself in someone else's shoes and see that situation.
I think that's time immemorial.
Absolutely.
True. One workplace habit you wish more people adopted.
I think continuous learning.
Right.
Yeah, reading basically, or read up on things. I think I wish as a HR head, as a director of human resources, people adopted much more,
Right.
because it's very enriching.
Right. Very true. One learning myth you want to break.
Learning only happens in classrooms.
True.
That's a complete myth.
True.
Learning happens on the job every single day.
Right.
And that's a clear message for Gen Z especially, because
Absolutely. Very aptly put right now. Okay. Classroom learning or AI powered learning?
I think a blend of both.
Both.
Best of both worlds.
Okay. Data or intuition?
Data informed intuition.
Data informed intuition. Okay. EQ or IQ?
And the HR guy says it has to be EQ. And I think EQ. Very clearly.
Okay. One book every leader should read.
I think this is an amazing book. I think just everybody should read. Is Simon Sinek, Start with Why.
Right.
How great leaders inspire everyone to take action.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a good book. I think everybody should read it.
Yeah, it's going to be my next book now. Okay. One word that defines the future of work.
Adaptability.
Right. I think that's the key word for this entire next few years to come. So very, very aptly put. One closing question. Now, imagine we're sitting here again in 2035, right? Almost 10 years from now. What do you hope has changed about the way organizations learn, develop people, and create opportunities for growth?
Roshan, my hope is that learning becomes truly democratized. Every individual, regardless of their geography, role, background, should have access to world-class learning opportunities. I hope that every organization starts viewing learning as an intervention, not as an intervention, but starts viewing it as a natural way of doing work. Success should not be determined by what opportunities people are given, but by how effectively organizations help realize people's potential. Yeah, so that's the key line. Ultimately, I feel that the future of work is not artificial intelligence.
Right.
It is about human intelligence being amplified by the technologies that are being given to us.
True.
This is what I hope the future we create.
Absolutely. And I wish for that too. So, great. Thank you, Samir. It's been a real pleasure and I think very insightful for me as well. Thank you so much for...
Thanks a lot for taking the time out to speak to me.